Hello, this is Smileputs and welcome back to another episode. In this episode we are definitely almost done with Bowser's Kingdom. So in the last episode I was talking about like stuff to do with non-binary. Can't exactly remember what it was, even though pretty much it was a few minutes ago, but in this episode we are simply just going to be talking about, well, something that's actually positive for once. Go. Like with these moves, it's literally just the Joy-Cons are rumbling, and it's one of those ones where sometimes you think you've got it, sometimes you don't, and sometimes you're wrong. As usual, I'm going to leave the hint art. Which is here. I know definitely where that is. It's on the Easter Island, Head Island thing on previous kingdom. But we are going to go to that kingdom once we finish the rest of the moves in this area, because what we want to do is we just want to finish the mission. Yeah. We just want to get all the moves before moving on. Because then, it's like, we've finished the kingdom, we're moving on anyway, so why not get like an extra move between kingdoms. Plus as well, with video games, later levels do get harder anyway, so doing all the levels in the correct order, or the order that it's set out in by the game by default. Here we go. So looking at this, we got moons on all the different areas. So if we start off at the top and then work backwards through the level, then that is going to help us out, because then, because Bowser's Kingdom is naturally a downhill thing anyway, then we'll be working back towards the Odyssey. So we're going to start off with Koopa Free Running, because Koopa Free Running is one of those things where Koopa Free Running on this does take about 2 minutes per go. Just because of how big the level is. Go, come on, come on, come on. Come on, we're neck and neck with Golden Koopa. Come on! Just about done it! We just about beat that. That's good. That was the one level that I was worrying about. And then there's like 1 or 2 sub-areas as well that I'm worrying about as well, but we'll think about those when we get to them. Let's go over here. I think it's throw the hat on the... yeah, it is. I'm not going to go after the rabbits if we don't need to. Because there's no point. Because what we're just doing is just cleaning up all the moons in the different kingdoms before we go on to the new kingdoms that we've unlocked. There we go. This is the one kingdom where it's easy to grind. Here we go. And there we go. Then we've got our next moon. So our next moon is located in the area here, which is also where we can get Pokio for the moon after as well. So down here first and smashing these crates. This is the moon that I thought we were gonna get earlier on. I forgot this was like a special moon. Here we go. Crates on the mount. And then there's some blocks there that we need to get. Come on. Yay, there we go. Got another one. Here we go. Inside the block at the gate. So now, we got my 2 sub-areas to do next. One of the things that's good about working one way through a kingdom doing this is that you're not going to miss anything. You might miss 1 or 2 things, but you miss 1 or 2 things and you'd know where they are, but the majority of the stuff you can all get in one big bulk. Whereas something like when you're just exploring the kingdoms for the first time, yeah. Here we go. Poke the wooden tower. There we go. Now let's get a new Pokio and just get to the end of it. I'm not as bothered about getting all the coins in this one because, to be honest, like it's different if, for instance, for example, if, for instance, I'm able to get the coins without posing a risk. There we go. That's good. Let's go for the next one now. There we go. In there. Where does this send me? I'm not going to use the catapult again. One, because I don't need to, but then two, why would I use catapults if, for instance, I don't need to? Like, it's going to take me over to the sub area, then yeah, I will, but to get off, I'll just teleport back. Because we've got like 10 more moons before we need to go and do the hint art one. That's this one of the fun ones. There we go. That's another moon unlocked. Like with these ones, it's both positive and negative because you've got stuff like, yeah, you can collect all these moons in here. However, you are more bothered. However, the thing is, it's more of a chance of not winning than winning with this stuff because you're still waiting to get all your different collectibles. And all your different other stuff. Yeah. Hexagon Tower. And now we're gonna get this one. There we go. 53, so that means 8 more moons left to find before we need to go to the Sand Kingdom to get the last moon of that area. So now we've got the music notes and the other one. The music note one is going to be swapped to 2 players, so we're going to do the mini boss first. Yeah. That's one. So I'm going to add a 6 life heart using the Princess Peach amiibo just to make it a bit easier for me. Sometimes it doesn't register them, but that's just because, well, they have the same issue with Skylanders, even when you had the little portal pad on that, so... pretty sure that Skylanders and the Amiibo pretty much use the same technology anyway. Pretty sure they all use NFC chips of some sort. I don't know if you were to reprogram a Skylanders I don't know if you were to reprogram a Skylander figure that it would work as an Amiibo, but imagine that, reprogramming like your Skylanders so they were all different Amiibo for this. So what I want to do now is I want to swap over to 2-player. There we go. Now I'll swap back over to single player. Sometimes it just is easier to swap to 2-player mode to get certain moons. But that's fair enough, because if I have to swap over to another mode to get a moon, just to make it a bit easier, I am going to do that, because it needs to be done like that. That's good. So, please be aware that this video is not sponsored in any way or form, just because of one of the things that I want to talk about in today's episode. Please be aware that this is not paid for, this is not anything like that. But we are going to be talking about basically charities. In particular, Mermaids UK, which is a trans charity which specialises in pretty sure something like transgender acceptance. Like, no, I know it is transgender acceptance because they've partnered up with Starbucks. Yet again, not sponsored, but what Starbucks did was they released this advert called Every Name Has a Story, and it's pretty much explaining that if you go into the coffee shop, you can, well, put whatever name you want on the cup, which therefore is showing that they accept like trans customers and stuff. But as well, they're saying if you're trans, we're not going to ask for ID just to see what name it is for the coffee. If you want to be, for instance, if you are like female, if you were born female and that was the identity that you were recognised as on like your official documents and stuff, like they're not going to just be like, can we see your official documents? Like, every name has a story, and every name has an origin, and every name that you have means something. So, for example, if your name was, for instance, to say, for instance, your name was, for instance, Jeff, and you were born male and stuff, but then, as you were growing older and that, you realised that maybe you weren't a guy, you were maybe a woman, so first you literally grow your hair long, then you do this, then you do that, and then eventually you become someone who looks a lot like a woman, and then you're like, okay, I don't really want to be known as this, I want to change my name, I want my name to be feminine. Then the story is basically trialing your new name. So, for instance, in the advert, like, it's not 100% clear, but the person looks quite gender neutral. So I'm assuming that they are like mid-transition, so they're halfway between the gender that they want to be. So as they are still transitioning and stuff, and they haven't got like the name that they want to go by yet, pretty much that's why they look like that. Because in the advert it looks like they're fairly new to transitioning and stuff, so fair enough. If that's what they're going for, they're doing really well. If they're not, then I think I've added like extra meaning to this advert. But then if you're gonna like speculate what an advert means, for example, so the Starbucks one, like, as it's teaming up with like an LGBT charity, especially one who focuses on stuff like especially a charity that focuses on like LGBT stuff, on non-binary people, trans and non-binary people who in media in the UK don't get much representation. And as well, it was a UK ad as well. What are the chances of a trans ad about transitioning that from Starbucks being something that's very inspirational to a number of people? Quite a lot of trans people could be inspired by that to actually express themselves more, to trial new names, to trial basically who they feel that they are inside, rather than being like, no, this can't be me, I don't believe this is me, and all stuff like that. Like, if that's the case and they still don't feel like that's themselves, fair enough. But the majority of people who visit Starbucks every day, for example, you're going to have a lot of trans people going. Because if you've got so many trans people visiting, for instance, Starbucks, or people who are freshly coming out, and for instance, if you've got Starbucks by where you work, for example, and you're going from like Starbucks where you work to a Starbucks, get yourself a drink and like a cake or something, pretty much, if you are trans, you're going to want to, or if you are questioning gender and that, questioning names and stuff, of course you're going to want to go somewhere where it's a safe space, it's somewhere where you're welcome, it's somewhere where no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter anything, everyone is welcome there. Like, I'm not saying that, like, some places like Wetherspoons and that aren't like that. But Wetherspoons is. Wetherspoons is like that too. Wetherspoons is pretty inclusive as well for like trans and non-binary people. Because I can't fault the service at like Wetherspoons because they give really good customer service. Even the staff who seem not to know much about like trans people and that, they still give really good customer service, so I can't fault them. Pretty much Wetherspoons as well. Anyone can go there. Everyone's welcome at Wetherspoons. The only time that you're ever going to be turned away from a Wetherspoons is, for instance, if you're causing like serious issues there. Or for instance, you being too loud and all that, like, fair enough. If you're being too loud and you're not quieting down, after, for example, you've been asked to quieten down by the people at the till, for instance, or the staff working there, of course you're going to get kicked out because you're not listening to the staff's instructions. You're not respecting like the peace and quiet of everyone around you. So of course Wetherspoons has no option but to kick that person out. Whereas, for instance, they're not kicking the person out because they're trans or non-binary. Because if they did that, because it's such a small restaurant, it's such a it's not like an international brand or anything, and it's not like one of those brands where everyone knows it. Like, I'm sure the majority of the people in the UK know what Wetherspoons is, but outside the UK, you probably don't know what Wetherspoons is, but it's like this nice little restaurant in the UK where they do like a wide range of food, and it's really nice there, and it's a welcoming community as well. So I think that like Wetherspoons and that is doing really well on the inclusion side. But for me, there are many places where you can and can't go. Like, I'm not going to go somewhere where it's like... if you go here, we don't accept you if you're like trans and all that. No. If there's going to be a restaurant where they're like that, I don't want to go. If there's a restaurant where they're having a fit at someone because of like the gender or sexuality, one, that's probably illegal. And even in the UK there's probably laws against it, even though the UK government doesn't necessarily agree with people identifying as non-binary and that, but yeah. But there's a difference between discriminating against someone because of non-binary or lack of tolerance to someone. Like, you can, if you can't tolerate someone but you still allow them to express themselves as themselves, that's fair enough. I'm going to do trace walking on this episode, and then after that we will be finishing the episode for today, and then in the next episode we will be continuing along. Yeah, we've done it. I'm just trying to get the moons done as quickly as I can. One thing that I definitely know that I do need is the doctor outfit. And that is because one of the moons you have to become a doctor because someone's feeling ill because of cake or something. I'm pretty sure the story of it is pretty much one of the characters are eating too much cake, so they're feeling ill from indigestion, so that's why they want a doctor. So become Dr. Mario. So thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!